the first school for children with ID by the parents group. Exactly 50 years later, Madam has started this group home concept where many of you were not born and the country was not aware of inclusion. The word inclusion was non-existent almost in our country. During that time, Madam thought of inclusion and that too in a very innovative manner, not only inclusion in the community, but also inclusion of the making the girls independent in their life in the community. That is very specific to Madam's concept of group work. So, Madam will be talking. I do not want to take more time. It's already late for us to start. Madam will be talking about inclusion of persons with intellectual disability in the community. It is a group home concept, and I'm sure all of us will enjoy and will learn a lot to carry back. Many youngsters I'm able to see, and I'm sure somebody may be interested to replicate the concept in different parts of the country. At the end of Madam's session, we can have some interactive session for short time. That time you can interact with Madam. We have the chat box. You can give your query in the chat box or raise your hand. And during the session, I request all to please unmute and enjoy the session and try to learn from Madam. Thank you so much. Madam is a renowned professional in our country. She is known for her innovative work. So let us listen to Madam now. Madam, I request you to please start your talk. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you,
Now,
Nivedita. Thank you, Dr. Nivedita, so much. And it's a great opportunity for me to share all my experience. It's
yes.
more of experience than any theory part of it. I will be talking more practically rather than theoretically, which will really no jargon of words, nothing. I would like you people to understand, all the youngsters, because this is what we want the present day. We want all our persons with ID to be part of the society. In 91, I have been to many places and I've seen many I have many in countries in many places I have seen, and then I've seen most of them are excluded. They are isolated from the community. They have institutes away from the in somewhere in the suburbs, and that too under lock and key they will be there. And when the buses or the vehicles will take them and drop them in their houses. So all of them were in one place, and they'll be seeing only people like themselves there. There was no exposure. So I thought that there should be one with us. This is in 91, where our country has ratified. 1 minute. Our UN, this thing, in 2007, they have ratified that they have equal rights, equal opportunities. They must have. 1 minute. They have they should have equal opportunities, barrier-free environment, right to live, right to life, and accessibility for all places, and they should be the part and parcel of our community where we live. This is what the idea that we have ratified in 2007, but luckily for us, we thought of it in 91 itself, that why not try it? So it was an experiment that I started in 91 with 4 girls in a group home. And that is why there is, I wanted to see how people accept them. I just left an IMH working with an IMH. And why I talked about the girls is when I was at NMH, many mothers would come and say, what happens to my girl after me? That was a big question even today. And particularly for a girl, it is, the wicked world, they have no right to live. Even for a normal person, there is no security, and think of these girls. So the mother always had this problem of what happens to her. So then I decided I will work only with women. Not that I don't like boys or men or any such thing, but I thought they are the population that they need some sort of a protection. So I started with 4 girls, and in a colony, and I tried it. And then after 3-4 months of keeping them there, I went around with a questionnaire to the colony people and asked them how they feel about it. There were so many positive answers that I thought I can do. Then I said, okay, let me try and make it bigger. So I have taken 8 girls in one home. 8 girls. Why the number 8? The number 8 is, I thought, my idea was to train them and send them back to the family. You see, many people at that time were thinking that family should take responsibility, family should do everything. And so a lot of parents were advising to that. But it is not really. It can happen in certain economic situations. In certain economic situations, it is not possible. So what I thought is, I will take 8 girls with the idea that in a family, an extended family, a retired father and his wife, his son, our culture says, son and daughter-in-law, so that makes 4, and their 2 children, that makes 6, and then one more, this person. So it is 7 in all. But in case there is another person, unmarried brother or a younger sister, it will be maximum in an extended family. I thought 8 will be there. So I have taken this number 8 only because of that, because I wanted to teach them to how to budget, what to do, everything into my curriculum. My curriculum at that time is, you can see the screen. You can see that independent living, for independent living, they must have the world of work, the world of work, home living skills, and community living skills. These are the 3 things in 3 years. All these things, if you have in your curriculum, you can become independent. Like working, home living skills, because I have to do all the household chores, helping the family and all, prepare simple meal or something. Like they should have the mobility and to go to stores and buy small things, or some recreation in the colony and restaurants and things like that. Finally, the world of work, where they can work and earn some money. So with these 3 things, we thought the curriculum will be apt for independent living. So we have been working on that, and it was very nice. But the house, I thought, will be like any other house in the colony. That is no Swayam Krishi board there, nothing. They are like any other company, and there are no watchmen to control them or any such thing. So all the rules were taught. They should go only with some escort, or when they become independent, they can go with the permission. They cannot go. So that is how in 91, the first group home started. And it was then, I think some of my friends from NIMH also did one small, analysis with the colonies and all, and it was very good. They would go and buy their vegetables from the same colony shop. They'll go and fetch milk from outside and all. Before starting, how I did, I hired a house. In 91, they were not discriminating between ID and mentally ill people. So they were all hesitant to give me a house to begin with. But anyway, we convinced the owner. I said, I will be responsible if there is any damage to the house and things like that. And I took a house. And what I did is, I called, before taking the girls there, I called the ladies of the colony, because I'm working with women, for a cup of tea with me. Very important. Then I told them, this is what I'm planning. I alone cannot do it. And I told them about what the situation and the conditions with which these girls live. And so I told, I can't alone do it. I need some help from you people. So out of the 20 ladies or 25 ladies whom I have invited, about 3 ladies came forward, and a lot of empathy was there, and they said they will help me. That is how the first group home started. So it is the community that came forward to help me. I didn't get anybody, any trained staff or anybody. Just to begin with, I did it. And I had one Aya with me, elderly lady who is just retired last month. And she's been with me, and with her, I started it, and then slowly, then I got some untrained teacher whom I trained, and we did it. And then who will stay with them? The teacher will come and stay, and then who will stay with them? So I needed caregivers. The caregiver again was a problem. I thought there are many girls who have epilepsy or some other thing, and they need some medication and all. So what I thought is, the best thing is to take auxiliary nurses. So I took an auxiliary nurses for two nurses for 8 girls. I thought 1 caregiver, 4 girls. So 2 auxiliary nurses I have taken. They were there. But when they, the amount that I was paying, hardly anything. And so when they get, good jobs in hospitals, they get much more than that, they would go. So there is no constant caregiver there. And I thought that is not the thing, then I must look for something else who will stay with me permanently. So I went to the state home at that time, Andhra. I went to them and they said, if they have any destitute women who have studied up to 10th, failed or passed, and I asked them if I can give them jobs. Then I got the destitute women, trained them, and I used them as caregivers. Until today, I'm doing the same. I got, that was giving a life to a destitute woman, as well as we are paying her, giving her shelter, and looking after this girl. It was a wonderful system that worked very well for me. So the caregivers have come. So from one house, they accepted very well. After 6 months, we did one survey, how they were accepted. Initially, I was not getting a house, but later on, the ladies would say, Auntie, there is one house going vacant, you want? And people, in the community, what we did is, we have made them have an exhibition like what they call in, Andhra Bommala Koluvu during Sankranti or Dasara. We would make things, what the children make, whatever small things they make as an exhibition, and call Gulu and invite people, give them Haldi Kumkum, and make them a contact, make them come to the home more often and see what these girls can do. That made a very big impact. And those ladies would come, there is a house falling vacant, do you want? So that's how we went from 1 house to 2 houses to 3 houses, 7, 8 houses. I went up to, that is, I was training 64 girls by 3rd year. And it was successful. We were teaching them, they would help in prepare breakfast, help cutting vegetables, and all household things. So it was slowly growing. That is the genesis of a group home. I think, if I'm not wrong, that's the first of its kind in India. And That's how the group home started. After teaching them only the household chores and taking them to restaurant, small number of one group home will go to a restaurant and eat. I can't take all the 64 for restaurants and all. So one by routine, we used to take them, teach them how to order, teach everything that is necessary for any person to get along with that. Then came, how long are we going to give them? They have to have an outlet. Then we thought of the world of work. What's generally what they were doing at that time in many places, ID, chalk piece making, and candle making, and things like that. When I went and saw the house, they make every day hundreds of candles, but there is no outlet. How many of them can sell? And there should be a marketing place, and you invest money, that should, if you lock up, your money will be locked up. If you cannot sell them, all these problems were there. So then I said, no doing things. What we did is we started getting orders from some companies, and the job orders will be placed. The girls will work in their homes and then they go. But then by the time the number is 64 has come, I had to have an institute. Where more number of teachers came, more number of things had to be taught. Slowly, the institute was growing, the homes were growing, and it has become a big, very nicely developed. So then, again, another experiment. How are we going to do? So there are three types. I will come back to that. They would come and nobody will take them back. So your child is very well trained. She will be helpful at home. But when she comes home, she doesn't do anything. So nobody wanted to take them back. So this is what was happening. And I had to do slowly, expand and experiment again. What happened is many institutes would not admit very low functioning child. And if he is not toilet trained, they won't take even in a regular school. Forget about the whole houses and the hostels. Even in a school, if they are not trained, they were not taken at that time. So they have to be trained. They have to be trained toilet. But there was no place for these low functioning people. So I said, okay, let me take. So I changed my idea of, out of the 8 girls, I said 3 girls will be educable, 4 girls will be trainable, and 1 will be severe. So in that group, I have changed little small changes and I tried. And those 3 girls who are educable, they will budget how much of rice to cook, how much of, I used to teach them how much of vegetable to cut and things like that. And those 3 would take care of the very low functioning girl. It was working very well, but the number was growing and we were disturbing the neighborhood. Because if I have 2-3 girls like that in coming, more number of people, because they thought it's a nice thing that somebody else is taking care of their children. So most severely challenged people were coming. So then I said, I must have a different setup. So I did, the group home is, first, when initially a child comes, we assess the child and see at what level she is. And if she needs training, basic training, self-help skills and things, little bit of social skills, we put them in an institute, in a hostel, I would call. I won't call an institute, in a hostel, where we train them. And once they come to the level of living in the group home, we bring them there. And this group home is an independent house in a colony. After graduating slowly for them, we will take them to share in an apartment. That means they're sharing a wall in the apartment. So it all took a lot of time to do all these experiments that we did. Finally, I'm very proud to say, now in one of the, what we call it, apartments or whatever, a cluster of apartments. The 8 girls are living independently with no caregiver, and they are independently. Now, what happens? These girls are all staying in their various group homes, and our vehicles come and pick them up, take them to the institute, train them in functional academics and in job, vocational. So they will be taken, depend whatever be the disability level is, but we would take all of them and there. So there is a participation is there. Now, for instance, I will tell you that suppose we are making them, teaching them to make paper bags. What we do is, it is an assembly line. The person who can do the pasting, folding, an educable child will do. The other child who is a trainable will paste the things, folding will be done, and correct folding will be done by the educable, pasting will be done the trainable, and the low functioning girl will take them and put it in the sun and bring them back. So the participation, she is also becomes the part of this group. And this is how we started, and making them whatever little work they can do, they will do. If not, they can pile things. One on top, they can keep piling and things. Whatever be the small amount, that very low functioning girl will also participate. So it is in assembly line we started working with them, which is continuing till today. And then they were doing it. But again, this becomes getting job orders and giving them. And I tell you, the community throughout is helping me. There was no money for me. How am I going to get the money? And, I have taken most of them. The state government was kind enough to donate orphans mostly, and with no other clothes for the next day also. And 1 or 2 people were there who come from good homes who would pay 300 rupees those days. And we were doing it, but it was very difficult. Then what we did is, I formed small clubs. The clubs is, we call them DOS. The ladies, when they are going, I requested the ladies again. Every time I was interacting with more women, because many of them were at home to come and sit with me and chat me whenever I wanted. So I told them, why don't you buy 1 kg of sugar, 1 liter of oil, and 1 kg of dal when you are buying your provisions, and give me 20 people, 20 kgs. Like that, I was getting all the dal, sugar and things, and somebody would donate rice and all. And then comes the soaps, paste, everything you need. I would go to the schools under the pretext of creating awareness. I would go and talk in the assemblies to the students, and I tell them, you're all so lucky to have parents, you are doing so well, you can do everything by yourself, but there is another set of people who cannot do all these things. They're very less fortunate than you, and you need. And then they all say, young kids are always very proactive. Say, okay, tomorrow you all bring 1 onion and put it in the box. They all bring 1 onion and put it. I have at least 10 kgs of onion, but I would never take them. I will tell the school people to send them with the kids so that they see my children, how they are working. So creating awareness and getting things from the community was my first initial thing to get. So I had no money. Don't think I started with a lot of money with me. No, I'm a retired officer's wife. And that's all. So how do I spend? No money. Government will not give me money unless 3 years of struggling. And then even they will not give me rents because of the group home concept is not there. They would give me 1 house institute rent. No group homes I had to do. So this is how I have mobilize the community to help these. Even today, I'm so grateful to the community. I never think there is, person who will not help if you really approach them in the right way. This is how my struggle went through. And now So many Dharanda is there. They are helping me for 20 girls. Some other foundation is helping me for 20 more girls. It's like that. And the institute grew up. This is the genesis. Then, if you have any doubts, you can ask me, and then I will go about the training part. What academics we taught, how we taught them, and what job vocations we started. I'll come to that. If you have any questions till now, you please let me know. I want active participation, not just listening. I get bored, you get bored.
Ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Hi, hi, ma'am.
Will you please introduce yourself?
My name is Sukhina. I'm from Hyderabad.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Tell me.
what you are doing, that work, it's very nice, ma'am. It's very
Yes.
inspiring me. I have no doubt, but your thinking is very nice. That's all, ma'am. Ma'am, do you understand Telugu?
Oh yes, oh yes. I can most probably can answer very well in 3-4 languages. You can ask me in Tamil, Telugu, English, Hindi, anything. Uriya. To a certain extent, Kannada.
మేమెవరం బోర్గా ఫీల్ అవ్వట్లేదు. మీరు ఏదైతే చెప్పారో అది చాలా ఇన్స్పైర్ చేస్తుంది నన్నైతే. వితౌట్ ఎనీ మనీ స్పెండ్ చేయకుండా కూడా మనం హెల్ప్ చేయొచ్చు అనే మంచి థాట్ వచ్చింది. మీరు చేసే వర్క్ అనేది చాలా ఇన్స్పైరింగ్ గా ఉంది. సో నేను ఏం చెప్పాలో అర్థం కావట్లేదు మేడం. ఇట్స్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ టు ఫీల్. చాలా సంతృప్తిని అయితే ఇస్తుంది మేడం అది చేస్తే. హ్యాపీగా ఉండొచ్చు.
అవునమ్మా, ఇది కావాలి కదమ్మా. మనం వాళ్ళని ఒక మూలలో పెట్టేసి ట్రైన్ చేస్తే ఏం లాభం? వాళ్ళు కూడా ఒక సొసైటీలో ఒక కంట్రిబ్యూటింగ్ పర్సన్ అవ్వాలి. అది మన ఏం అసలు. ఇండిపెండెంట్, ఎకనామికలీ ఇండిపెండెంట్, సోషల్లీ ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఇన్ ఎవ్రీ ఆస్పెక్ట్. ఇఫ్ యూ బ్రింగ్ దెమ్, మే నాట్ బి, దే హ్యావ్ దేర్ ఓన్. వాళ్ళ లిమిటేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, వాళ్ళకి లేవు కాదు, వాళ్ళకి ఉంటాయి. అవి అందరికీ ఉంటాయి. నేను కార్ డ్రైవ్ చేయలేను, నాకు డ్రైవ్ చేయడం భయం, అది నా లిమిటేషన్. అందుకని నేను బతకగలను కదా. నన్ను ఎవరో ఒకరు తీసుకెళ్తారు ఎక్కడికైనా వెళ్ళాలంటే. అలా ఉంటాయి, అందరికీ లిమిటేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ లిమిటేషన్స్ మాత్రమే చూసి మనం వాళ్ళని వెనక్కి పెట్టకూడదు అనేది నా అభిప్రాయం.
Good morning, ma'am.
మార్నింగ్.
Good morning, I am Dr. Krishna Kumari, madam.
Okay, Dr. Krishna.
గుర్తుపెట్టారు మేడం?
పెట్టాను.
థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ మేడం. అసలు ఎప్పుడు నిరాశ వస్తే కూడా ఈ ఫీల్డ్ లో కొంత అంటే డ్రాబ్యాక్ అయ్యే సిచ్యుయేషన్స్ లో కూడాను ఇమీడియట్ గా నాకు మీరు గుర్తొస్తారు మేడం. సో వన్ మోర్ పర్సన్ ఫ్రమ్ కృష్ణా డిస్ట్రిక్ట్, హీఈస్ కాశీనాథ్ నాగేశ్వరరావు గారు. హీఈస్ ఆల్సో వెరీ ఎల్డర్ పర్సన్. యు బోత్ ఆర్ వెరీ ఇన్స్పైరింగ్ పర్సన్ టు ఆల్ ఆఫ్ అస్ మేడం. మీరు ఇంకా చేయగలుగుతున్నప్పుడు మేము ఎందుకు రిటైర్ అవ్వాలి ఇన్ 56 సెల్ఫ్ అని అనిపించి మళ్ళీ మేము వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. మేడం, నాకు ఈ గ్రూప్ హౌస్ మీద చాలా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయి మేడం. యాక్చువల్ గా పర్సనల్ గా నేను మిమ్మల్ని కలుద్దాం అనుకున్నాను కూడాను.
అందరికీ తెలుస్తాయి కదమ్మా. ఇప్పుడు మీరు 10 నిమిషాలు 12 నిమిషాలు పెట్టుకుంటే మీకున్న డౌట్ మీరు అడిగింది మిగతా వాళ్ళు అడగకపోవచ్చు. అప్పుడు మీరు అడిగితే వాడు కూడా అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు.
ఎస్ మేడం. అండ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇనిషియేషన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ attitude and leadership qualities and whatever it may be. ఓకే, అందరికి ఆ ధైర్యం కూడా ఉండదు, క్వశ్చనింగ్ ఫ్రేమ్ చేసుకోవడం రాకపోవచ్చు. ఒకే క్వశ్చన్ 10 మందికి ఉంటుంది. అయితే మేడం, నాకు ఒక డౌట్ ఏంటంటే, నేను వెరీ లాంగ్ బ్యాక్ ఐ కేమ్ టు యువర్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ మేడం. అప్పుడు యాక్చువల్గా నేను చూసినప్పుడు ఏంటంటే అందరూ కూడాను మేడం, వై ఇట్ వాజ్ ఎకోయింగ్
ఒక్క నిమిషం ఎక్కువ వస్తుంది. చెప్పండి.
ఓకే, అప్పుడు అందరూ కూడా ఏంటంటే సస్టైనబుల్ వాళ్ళే ఉన్నారు అందరూ, అంటే చాలా మైల్డ్ వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. ఇప్పుడు యాక్చువల్గా మీరేం చెప్పారంటే అంటే వాళ్ళ సెల్ఫ్ హెల్ప్ స్కిల్స్ లేని వాళ్ళని కనుక మనం అలా గ్రూప్ హౌస్ లో తీసుకోవాలంటే హౌ టు ఎడ్యుకేట్ దెమ్, వాళ్ళని అసలు మనం అలా గ్రూప్ హౌస్ లో తీసుకోవచ్చా? వాట్ ఈస్ ద వే బై స్టెప్పింగ్ దెమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ from that level to the next level, training level and the education level and next the vocational level? The basic level is the self-help skills level. How can we educate the elderly girls, those who are not attained self-help skills? Those maybe parents old అయిపోయి ఉండొచ్చు, లేకపోవచ్చు. మీరు అన్నట్టుగా ఆ గర్ల్ కి మనం ఒక సెక్యూరిటీ ఇవ్వాలి అంటే ఎలా వాళ్ళని ఇది చేయాలి, ట్రైన్ చేయాలి?
ముందు మేము తీసుకున్నప్పుడు కొంచెం నేను ఇనీషియల్ గా ఐ టోల్ యూ ఐమ్ అలోన్. నేను అంతగా గబక్కని చెయ్యగలనా లేదా అని కొంచెం మైల్డ్ అండ్ వెరీ బార్డర్ లైన్ ట్రైనబుల్ మైండ్ లో తీసుకున్నాను. కానీ ద డిమాండ్ ఇస్ మోర్ ఫర్ స్కిల్. అందరూ వాళ్ళని తీసుకోకపోతే వాళ్ళు ఏమవుతారు, వాళ్ళని ఏదో అది. కానీ ఏమైందంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఒక గ్రూప్ హోమ్ కమ్యూనిటీలో పెట్టాను. అక్కడ వాళ్ళు అరుపులు అరుస్తారు, ఒక్కొక్కసారి పరిగెత్తి బయటకు వస్తారు బట్ట లేకుండా. ఇవన్నీ ఉంటే neighbors will not try. And instead of encouraging them to accept these children, I did not want them to అసలు అందరినీ ఒకే లెవెల్లో చూడకూడదు, ఈ అమ్మాయి మాత్రమే ఇలా ఉంది అనేది కాకూడదనే మేము ఒక హాస్టల్ లాగా పెట్టాం. సో ముందు ఇనీషియల్ గా అసెస్ చేసి వాళ్ళని అసెస్ చేయడమే మేము ఒక హాస్టల్ కి తీసుకెళ్తాం. ఆ హాస్టల్లో వాళ్ళని చూసి వాళ్ళ త్రూ ద అసెస్మెంట్ వినో వాళ్ళ లెవెల్స్ కదా, వాళ్ళని అక్కడ ముందు బాగా 2 ఏళ్ళు 3 ఏళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పిన ఇండిపెండెంట్ గా ఉండడానికి నాకు 22 ఏళ్ళు పట్టిందండి వాళ్ళని కంప్లీట్ గా ఇండిపెండెంట్ చేయడానికి. ఎంత ఇండిపెండెంట్ అంటే వీళ్ళు ఒక రోజు వాళ్ళ ఇంట్లో గ్యాస్ అయిపోతే వాళ్ళ రోజు రాత్రి చపాతీలు చేసుకోవాలి. ఆ పక్కింటి వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి మా గ్యాస్ అయిపోయింది, మీ ఇంట్లో చపాతీలు చేసుకుంటామా అని అడిగి వాళ్ళు చపాతీలు చేసుకున్నారు. నాకు తెలియదు, అంత ఇండిపెండెంట్ అయ్యారు. ఇట్స్ అడాప్టివ్ బిహేవియర్ అని మనం అనుకుందాం. వెళ్ళి ఒక డెసిషన్ మేకింగ్ అందాం, ఇవన్నీ మనం నేర్పిస్తాం. డెసిషన్ మేకింగ్ హౌ డిడ్ దే డూ ఇట్, వాళ్ళు నేర్చుకున్నారు. అలా ఆ లెవెల్ కి తేవడానికి 22 years it took. I got all the, but luckily for us, we are very good in collecting data about every child. Every day we collect data, how they are progressing. So, ఇప్పుడు ఈ అమ్మాయిని ఈ సివియర్ ఛాలెంజ్ మెల్లిగా ట్రైన్ చేసి సెల్ఫ్ హెల్ప్ స్కిల్స్ అవి వస్తూనే ఒక ఇండిపెండెంట్ హౌస్ లో కాలనీలో పెడతామండి. సో దట్ ద పీపుల్ విల్ నాట్ గెట్ డిస్టర్బ్. కొంచెం కాంపౌండ్ వాళ్ళు అది ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు పక్కింటి వాళ్ళకి అంత డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఉండదని ఒక ఇండిపెండెంట్ హౌస్ అక్కడ ఇంకా ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చేసి ఒక అపార్ట్మెంట్ తీసుకొస్తాం. అక్కడ కూడా కేర్ గివర్స్ ఉంటారు. అక్కడి నుంచి అలా ఇప్పుడు ఓన్లీ 1 house I have with 8 girls who are completely independent. Now I haven't ventured because of this corona, everything is going back. I know it's difficult, but otherwise we did achieve. What I wanted to say is మనం అనుకుంటాం, మనకి అసలు పాజిటివ్ థింకింగ్ ఉండదు. ఈ అమ్మాయి మా దగ్గరికి వెరీ రీసెంట్లీ one young girl came of 23 years. She did not, the mother never brushed her teeth. Can you imagine? 23 years. Brush పెడితే ఎరగొట్టేది. నాకు ముగ్గురు I'm talking everything in Telugu, but I don't know about other participants whether they are understanding or not. If you want,
many people can understand, ma'am. Many people in the group can understand Telugu, I think, ma'am.
No, I think if you want me to talk any other language, please.
Madam, mixed language will do, I think, because mixed language will do, because many are from other sides. Yeah, Hindi speaking.
हिंदी में भी बात कर सकती हूँ. अगर किसी को भी थोड़ा समझ में नहीं आया, प्लीज मेरे से पूछिए, मैं उसी को हिंदी में भी बोल सकती हूँ. खुद अच्छा हिंदी नहीं, परवाह नहीं, मैनेज कर, ठीक है? ఓకే.
యాక్చువల్గా మ్యామ్ మీరు వర్క్ స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏంటంటే పీపుల్ అంటే స్పెషల్ ఎడ్యుకేటర్స్ కానీ కేర్ గివర్స్ కానీ యా మీకు తక్కువ దొరికారు బట్ కమిటెడ్ వర్కర్స్ ఉండేవాళ్ళు. ఇప్పుడు మాకు వర్కర్స్ ఎక్కువ దొరకచ్చు కానీ కమిటెడ్ గా కాన్స్టెంట్ గా ఉండట్లేదు మేడం. అది బిగ్గర్ ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది. హౌ కెన్ ఐ ఓవర్కమ్ ఇట్?
That is very, everybody faces, particularly I'm not going to be controversial in a political situation. If they are getting everything at their doorstep, why would they work? If in a family there are 4 people, they are getting 40,000 rupees, why would they work? You and I won't get, and they don't pay any income tax. That is the situation. We are making people, any party I can say we are making them lazy people. Our country is going to be a lazy country. And that is why. The reason is because they are getting everything at their doorstep, so they won't come. Commitment is different, but working is different. And second thing, unless the person is in the city with her, she won't get her pension, she won't get her rations, and so she will come. And once she goes there, she will take 3-4 days to come. This is what it is. So we give incentives. If you don't go, if you stay for 3 months, I will give you some bonus. You have to work like that. To be, you can't afford to lose them. I have people who have worked for 23 years. They're still working with me.
Yeah, I know, madam. మీ అసిస్టెంట్స్ అందరు కూడా నాకు తెలుసు. కానీ ఇక్కడ అసలు మరీ దారుణం ఎట్లా అయిపోతుందంటే మనం టీచర్స్ ని అటెండర్స్ ని ట్రైన్ చేస్తాము. ఈ పిల్లలు వాళ్ళకి కొంచెం అడ్జస్ట్ అవుతూ ఉంటారు. 100 రూపాయలు ఎక్కువ వస్తుంటే వెళ్ళిపోతారు. మనం ఇచ్చే ఇంటెన్సివ్స్, బోనస్లు, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ దే విల్ ఎంజాయ్. బట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ స్టేయింగ్ విత్ ఎనీ వన్ కాన్స్టాంట్లీ. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద అంటే చేస్తూనే ఉంటామండి. అయినా అవుతుందంటే అప్పుడు పిల్లలు అన్యాయం అవుతున్నారు మధ్యలో.
I can't. That is a constant thing for everybody, even domestic help is like that everywhere. But let us see, I have written I've written projects to the government. Our Telangana commissioner also I gave about training caregivers.
Caregiver trainings ఎక్కువ కావాలండి.
So the government has to take care. I have given the proposal to them, and it was there earlier with the National Trust, and they were giving, but the National Trust, what happened is they were giving 3,000 rupees with a bond of 3 years. But that is taken off there once it is not there, and who would come? So we have rewritten the whole thing and we have applied to the government of Telangana. We hope they will start. I said, do something because we do need, why many educated mothers, particularly the mothers of children with autism, children with cerebral palsy, they don't work. They're so well educated, but still they don't work because nobody is there to look after them. We are wasting our national.
Really, ma'am. What I am also thinking is the same. We are taking the statistics of the disabled persons, but I am considering it with the statistics of the disability family is extended. If a child in a family, the total family is disturbing, the total 4 persons of the resources to the nation is diminishing.
But you see what happened once the National Trust had this idea of that they will give some money and the government should give some money to the caregiver. It was, the proposal was there, but nobody came forward. They were trying. I don't say the National Trust has tried everything. I have a lot of this thing I don't know about now, but the National Trust at that time, when Loka and Poonam were all there, they knew the problem and they have done.
Really, ma'am, National Trust is a very, very, very respectable organization who are working for really thinking in the ground level also they are doing a lot. But you people like you senior people like you can suggest one thing, madam. It's my sincere suggestion and request. What's that? If the National Trust people can provide caretakers directly to the NGOs, it would be better.
Not possible, Amma. Let us think of what possibility is there. It is
not madam. Like employment. Like government employment, they can provide a caregivers also to the every NGOs also.
We are not here NGOs. We are not employees, The MLA will get a pension also, but a special educator get always honorarium only. So forget about all those things. You have to do it,
Okay,
you
madam.
will do it. That should
But
be the thing. See, we
you
cannot
are
change
you are
everybody.
doing a lot. You are
We will
doing
work
a
hard
lot.
and hard. That's all. No, we can't get into all those things and things like that. Let us see if our teacher can get some good salary in, in par with the regular school teaching, then that won't be any problem. Let us see.
Madam,
Okay.
one
This is what
question from Madam, one question from the chat box can be take.
please.
One, Miss Mala Arora. She has asked, getting through the mainstream school societies for them making any sensitization program, it's a struggle. So, any other way how we could reach to the society as a whole? Can you suggest some ways to reach the society?
Ma'am, what I have been seeing is uh, street programs. Street programs. You know, I see this all these songs, and if one person is going for a war, immediately there will be so many local level songs and things like that, and which is catchy tunes there, and we must have a lot of jingles and things like that. More, it should reach to more people. Now I'm talking today, so 10 people are listening. You will talk another 10 people. But if you use the media, particularly TV, about these jingles, about all these street songs, they sing for this Annamaya, what? Now I have heard this Ravika or something, Adamacheti Ravika or something. How popular that song has become. It was not there. We should get people to write songs, such songs, and people will know, but we are not doing that. That is I went to a lot of people and asked them to sing, but nobody writes. I have to pay them advance. They should. I have ideas, but it is not. I spoke about this to All India Radio. At one time, they said they will give me somebody to do it, but it didn't work out. The jingles and the catchy songs. I'm not talking about the role play and all, nobody will have. But the catchy songs, if you have YouTubes and all, they're getting so popular. Any song nowadays, one person, one baby or somebody from a village which will come, there is so much of right about her. We have to catch what the trend is and do it. Don't you think so?
Yeah, really, ma'am. It's a nice idea.
Catchy songs. With where people dance, dance, all steps and all, they are not bothered about. People will do it if you have catchy songs. In that, we can put something like this. There are, My Name is Khan is a wonderful picture, and we all know how well it is received. That Jameen, Asman, Jameen, whatever.
Tare Zameen Par.
All those things had an impact. I mean, Burpee is not really shown as a correct thing. We have to do small videos these days. Web series. There are so many web series. We have to do that. Somehow people should, and people like that should sit down and think about it. They have some, easily they can get something under some project. And many youngsters can join them, not only people. I will be there if they want to help. But my language is a problem. So let us think of that, and we will create awareness is a main thing. Mainstream. I have seen one student from NIM. She did her MA. Her child had a lot of problems in a public school. And there are so many people who wanted to. Recently, I saw one in an army quarters. One boy was there. He's very poor army quarters, means he is in the servant quarters. The child can be educated, and they have Asha schools, and we are trying to get him into Asha school. So things like that.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Tell me.
Ma'am, आपने ब्लैक मूवी देखी है?
Pardon?
Yeah,
Black movie, Black.
Black देखा है? देखे?
मूवी देखी आपने Black?
Black देखा है? रानी मुखर्जी.
उसमें जो मैम सेक्सुअल डिजायर है मैम, उसके साथ हम स्पेशल नीड्स चिल्ड्रन में जो सेक्सुअल प्रॉब्लम होती है, उसे कैसे हम सॉल्व करें?
मैं तो हमको सबको होता है तो this is a natural urge. I mean, we have to talk like a I mean, we should not have any. It's a natural urge. So they have. What happens is if their energy is not spent in anything, there should be more activity for them to energize their things like that. To give a let out for their energies. Number one. Number two. Many people may not agree with me, but the dormitory system, I do not somehow agree to it, because in the army, if you go to the army in the front where the men are all kept there and all, they don't have any other. So they start all these things. They start playing with each other and all, and this becomes a disease. I think even with these people, it's a natural urge. They start touching each other and then they will getting used to it. All these things happen. So we have to be very vigilant. We have to separate them, do something. And I somehow feel that dormitory system, there are so many things in the dormitory system, because you see, first of all, they should have controls to go to the bathroom. If the dormitory system, you have all the urinals and all in one place, the child may not have the control. And so you cannot teach her toilet training. Things like that, I have very, very different things. And you have to teach them how much of a distance you have to teach them. Make them keep a hand and you stretch your hand. And you say no person will come beyond that. And things like that, drill into that. And there are methods. There are so many people who are teaching which is a place to touch, which is a place not to touch. I will tell you very funny. I mean, if you're all open, I'm an old woman, I can say. There is one lady who's earning a lot, and the father is not, he didn't have much of work, and the girl was not toilet ready. So the man was cleaning her. I said, don't do it, because she is earning, I'm at home, what else? After all, I'm a father. I said, will your girl discriminate from a male touch from a father's touch? She will not. When a male comes, she thinks of father like father is doing it. So these are all the things you have to educate the parents also. And he took objection when I said this. I'm a father. I said, no, you think of the man. The woman, when a man comes to her, she will not object. So these are all very minute things, and it is completely, sex education is little different. We have to talk to the parents, we have to talk to the students if they can understand. And if they cannot understand, we have to protect them. These are the things I'm telling, because if we start talking about it, it becomes very, very big subject. That's entirely a different subject. But there are basic. Yes.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
My son is borderline ADHD.
Yes.
Of late, he's having problem with his sister. He is not going well with his elder sister, who loves him so much. He also loves her so much. But somehow, he is not going well with her. I don't know why.
How old is he?
He is now 21.
Week of adolescence, sir.
Sister is 20.
Sister is 24. Every, the only person maybe is so close to her and she gets. He doesn't know. Our reservations and things like that. And we have to divert his energies to somewhere, something else. And it is very common, sir. Many, many people will do that because they are curious. He may be 20, but mentally he may be 13, 14. He wants to know more about the other woman. And there is so much of a difference. The child is getting a mustache and the woman doesn't get a mustache. That itself is, something for him. I'm giving you one small example. It is like that. The bus develops. He does nothing, have and swim. He becomes very curious. That is why all these things come. We have to tell them. I'll tell you another lovely story about it. I have one girl, and she had seen her ayah feeding her baby. And she immediately went and asked her mother, and I don't have a bus. How can I feed if I have a baby? She asked. And the mother immediately, don't ask those things. Is that, totally threw her out. Why can't we tell them? When you have a baby, your lactogen glands will swell up. There will be a creation of milk, and you will have a breast. You can feed. Tell us the truth to the child instead of disposing of. If you don't want to tell, give some other logical reasoning, because that question lingers, that inquisitiveness lingers. Then she will go and touch the woman. She will see. See, these are the things we have to educate the parents when they have a small doubts like this. We have to sit down and talk to them. Tell them some truth. Don't have to tell the whole thing, but some truth. I feel that's how we should tackle this. Is what I did, and it worked for me. It will work for others also. We have to be logical. Tell the child, go and show.
Madam, when we are giving trainings to the siblings,
yes.
సిబ్లింగ్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు
చెప్పాలి.
సిబ్లింగ్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు ఈ డిజేబుల్డ్ చైల్డ్ కి వాళ్ళు అంటే ఇప్పుడు హెల్ప్ చేయాలి అని మనం నేర్పించేటప్పుడు మీరు అన్నట్టుగా ఆ సెక్షువల్ ఇన్స్టింక్ట్స్ అనేది డిజేబుల్డ్ చైల్డ్ లో పెరగకుండా ఉండడానికి ఏం చేయాలి మేడం?
పెరగకుండా ఉండదు కదండి. ఇట్స్ ఏ న్యాచురల్. మనకి ఆకలి లేకుండా ఉండాలి అని అంటే ఉండగలదా?
అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు అన్నట్టుగా అంటే వాళ్ళకి ఆ డిఫరెన్స్, ఇప్పుడు హీఈస్ మై బ్రదర్ అదా, ఇంకెవరైనా వాళ్ళని టచ్ చేస్తే కూడా దే విల్ అలౌ కదా,
అది చెయ్యాలి. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఆ ఫాదర్ గురించి అదే చెప్పాను.
అదే అప్పుడు ఎలా చేయాలి?
మీకు మీ అమ్మాయి అండి, ఆ అమ్మాయికి ఇంకో మనిషికి మీకు భేదం తెలుసా అనేది మీకు తెలుసా? అదే మనకి. We have to be more logical with that. When we are exposing them, and the sister should have, we should have more company. Take the child, take her out. మన వాళ్ళు ఎవరు ఎక్కువగా.
నేను స్కూల్లో ఏం చేస్తున్నానంటే అందరికి కూడా, బాయ్స్ కి గర్ల్స్ కి కూడాను అబ్సల్యూట్ గా అసలు అంటే ఓన్ ఆర్ అదర్స్ అనే ఫీలింగ్ లేకుండా టచింగ్ అనేది అసలుగా ఎందుకు అనవసరమైన హ్యూమన్ అనవసరమైన టచ్ అనవసరం కదా, స్పేస్ షుడ్ బి మెయింటైన్డ్ బిట్వీన్ ఎనీ టూ అన్నట్టుగా నేర్పిస్తున్నాను.
ఎవరు చెయ్యి జాతి చెయ్యి ముందు ఎవరు చెయ్యి దాటి ఎవరు రాకూడదు అని నేర్పిస్తున్నాం.
కరెక్ట్ థింగ్ ఆర్ రాంగ్ థింగ్ మేడం?
అది అలాగే చెయ్యాలి. కానీ యాక్సిడెంట్స్ డూ హ్యాపెన్, మనం జాగ్రత్త పడాలి. ఇది మీకు రాకూడదు, ఈ ఫీలింగే రాకూడదు అని వాళ్ళని అనడం అది జరగని పని. అది జరగని పని. మనకి కొంత ఇంగితం ఉంది. మనకి we know that this is an acceptable behavior, this is not an unacceptable behavior. We are logical, we think, but the child with us will not be thinking. A child with mild mental retardation may be able to understand, but a child with other, even a severely handicapped child will have the urges. How do you do? See, these are the things that we have to tackle. But I think the time is going off from what I wanted to talk, and but I don't mind saying your doubts, but I have limited knowledge, and as I told you, it's all my experience. To be very frankly, today I don't have any such problem. We have one child who has been like this, and we give a separate room for her, and she has the camera in her room, and we
take it after that. Isn't it? Madam
We
has
have
some more presentation, isn't it?
Pardon?
Is it over?
Yeah, it is. Let me finalize. I think I have only 5 more minutes. Only we were discussing about this. But anyway, I'm very happy that you are all 1, 2, 3 people have asked. But we have the vocations in a very, very different level. At whatever little small things also they do. And it is a wonderful training that we have for that. And unfortunately, I talked about how to integrate them. They are working outside. That is what inclusion. They are working outside. When any other opportunity comes, I will tell them how we make small jigs for them to make more faster in doing in comparison with the normal persons doing things. And these people, we increase the rate of production. How to increase the rate of production? We will talk about that, but I don't know now. So many questions have come, and and whatever academics is, I want to tell you before I finish this, do not teach them about solar systems. Do not teach them, there are people who are going to the National Open School. We can teach them because we accept them and we thought that they can learn. But other people don't teach them 2 groups are 3, 2, 4 and things like that. Your errorless teaching is correct. If you say 2, 4, 24 is wrong teaching. As far as I'm concerned, you have to say 20 and 4 more. That is errorless teaching. You have to go through these things with the children with mental retardation. Initially, we have to teach. Don't teach them. Some people come to me from different schools. They come to me, they don't write one sentence correctly. They are teaching them a clip. What are they going to do? My father made me learn geometry like math. I used to hate geometry, but he said, no, you must get 10%, and he taught me. I learned Pythagoras theorem. When did I apply in my life? Not once. I learned a plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. When did I use it? It is all waste. Teach them what they want to run a day-to-day daily life. And today we have so many things like digital. So teach them the main concept, basic concepts, teach them, ask them to do. Don't waste the child's time teaching our formal education. Do not special education case, no alphabets. But I go to every school, I see a row of alphabets teaching. People teach them ABC. What for? Teach sight language is the first thing that any special educator teaches. But the same special educator goes back to her school and teaches them ABC. Sight language, they learn a lot. They read a paper with sight language. Newspaper they can read. They teach them. Don't get into this formal education. We have for adult education, we have, adult education, different books. Use them. Don't teach them ABC 1, 2, 3. Rote counting doesn't, without, what is a number you teach? 2, 2, 3. Can you people see me? I'm showing you. We say 1 and 2. Can you see this? I always tell people, this is 1, this is 2. Can you all see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I won't teach like that. I will say 1, I fold my finger. I will open 2 and say 2. The child, when I said I'm saying 2, she will see 2 quantities, not 1 and then I will bring out 1. That is, I'm bringing 1 and 1 more. No, that concept is not there. When you are teaching the concept, that is errorless teaching. And each and every special education should learn errorless. And then that is why we call it functional academics. When we call it functional academics, why are we teaching them ABC? Teach them to read what they have to see. Teach them what they see on the roads. Teach them what they see in the shop. You teach them
Exactly, madam. Yeah,
so
exactly, madam.
You please, I know I have seen many institutes. Everywhere I go, a line of ABCs, where capital letters, printing letters and all. And when you teach print only. Teach print, ABC, the print only you teach, because capitals do not be in the text. They see more of print than the capitals. So teach them first the print ABC. Please, cursive writing also I don't agree. Give them print. The way this is they see in the books, they see in the pictures, teach that. That is functional academics. So that is how where we are going, and we have to remodel our teaching little bit, because I have seen many people when I go there and I see what is errorless teaching, what is errorless correction, nobody will tell me. And so,
Madam, print means small letters you are suggesting?
Yes. What they see in the paper, what they see in the book,
Okay.
the text that is written, teach that.
Yeah, okay.
And that teach not ABC, teach the words, words. Then
Yeah.
teach them the words, then teach them the doing words, then teach them the adjectives, teach them slowly, and then make 3-word sentences, make 2-word phrases like that, and increase it, and they will learn. And I wish I have, if anybody wants to come and learn, I will teach. And I will show you how the children have succeeded in reading a newspaper. So this is what I want. And secondly, our vocations don't get into things. Teach them what you can get order and do it. They can do anything. Some other time, I think I have given a demonstration of for a visually impaired, mentally retarded boy can fold big towels into 3 folds what the hotel wants. My girls were working in the hotels. The girls were, because of the labor law, they did not get 3 months. Every 3 months, they would send them back. After 3 months, they will ask them. There was no continuity. So it was difficult. But we did get them jobs. They are working in a lot of packaging systems. They're waiting. You know, there is one poor guy, only separation, one child. I will tell you this, I have been telling everybody, don't expect too much. If the child can tear a paper, I can make it a vocation. The child will sit down and tear a paper into small pieces. In any bank where there is no, what you call shredding machine, you know, keep them small pieces, you can give them job. They will get one day 300 rupees and come back. There are things we don't see, we don't look. We think that job means you should work in the office. That is not. The parents have to change their attitude.
Madam, one more time.
Yes.
Madam, one more time, you just suggest all of us how to promote a vocation in the community with the disabled children, particularly ID children. One more session we need from you, ma'am.
Can I request to take all the questions after Madam presents? Because in between, when we are disturbing,
Thank
its flow
you,
is
thank you, ma'am.
lost. Thank you. Madam will be finishing another 10 to 15 minutes maximum, and then we can take all your questions. Thank you.
All the special educators and the parents should have eyes all over the body. If this job, particular shredding machine where there is no, I have gone to sell phenyl. It is regularly, everybody does. So I went to a bank to supply phenyl. I sat down, I saw some ladies tearing papers. I said, what are they doing? He said, we don't sell the kabadi like that. We have to take them into pieces. I saw in some banks there is, the shredding machines, but this particular bank did not have. I went to the managing director, whoever that MD or whoever that general manager of the bank. I said, I will send as an experiment 10 girls. I will, my caregivers will come and sit down so that you will not be disturbed. Why don't you try them one day? And we took them. And they're earning money now. Their earnings by tearing papers. The child, she's the most, she doesn't know the value of money. She doesn't know all. She thinks that she's going out. She's having an eye in the winger. She goes for an outing. She will let the caregiver gives the paper. She will there. She will get 300 rupees. Do you think that such a thing will get a vocation? We are stuck with the things that we read in the books. Paper folding, cutting vegetables in fast food centers. Anything our children can do. It is not that they cannot do. Actually, again, the community came to my help. One lady who was in the neighborhood, she said, I think your children are doing so much. Why can't they do something in my husband's office? And so I went and saw what they are doing. How they are doing in my place, 32,000 rupees I used to get from the company per month. I had no money, I told you, that's the time. Now they peel onions, they cut, they clean groundnuts and pack them. There are so many things. In tomato sauce, the recent thing is that my children are going to the sauce factory, where they make, of course, now the COVID is not, we are not letting them go anywhere. But till the COVID came, they were working in a company where they were doing sauce. There are any number of, this is again inclusion. Into the community they are going. I am getting some jobs where very low functioning people will sit down and work at home. That is one. The other one, those who are capable of going out, they will go out and work. Again, they are into the community. Again, they are into the community. Think of somehow put your child into the community. Take them to the restaurant. Teach them how to order food. These are all the life skills. How many of us take? I mean, personally, if he is with you, you take. But suppose the school goes like a picnic to 8 of them go to the school, 10 of them will go. No, you don't take all the 100 children at one go. Only when there is a party, you can do that. But like that, you have to give them training in everywhere. We don't take them out. We think of many things. The fuel is so costly. We cannot. Government doesn't give you. So there are so many, but we have to do this. If you are bent upon, I take it as a challenge. Money will come by itself. Money will come. Money will come. You don't worry at all. You do good job. People will come and give you. That is what I think. That's what I think at this age. I don't go out at all under to Corona. But since last 1.5 years, I'm running the institute with 70 girls. They have no place to go. All of them are with us. So, I mean, the children are earning. The children are. They go to Manakuragailu, a government place. They sort out vegetables. And they get 6,000 rupees. Can you believe? We fight with them, do the same thing because my children also are doing the same work. So it is possible if you have a will, there is a way. That is what I feel. And please, I have offered jobs for the parents. Some of the parents, I said, I have a wonderful job. Please bring them to Chimalgiri, my office. I will take the responsibility of taking them to the place and bring them back to the Chimalgiri. You come and fetch them there. No. They wanted me to pick them up, drop them back, and pay them. That is not right. So there should be participation. You want your child to do that wonderful job is nothing. The only place where they are making the seals of the gas, our Indian gas seals are made in Hyderabad. And it is a thing. It goes round in a belt. The child has to pick it up and put it next to her in a bucket. That's all the job. If this child misses, the next child can pick up. Or that will come back to you, the child can pick up. No hurry. This is a job they were paying, how much? 80 rupees or so. No, he was giving us less money because my children were coming away at 5. The working hours were 6. So he was giving some less money. They would go and get that money by doing this. I told them so many children were there. My children, all of them were not trained. If you have such a child, I'll train them, get them jobs. How many parents came? I'm telling you, parents, they wanted me to drop them at there. They don't have the time to bring them to Chimalgiri office and then come and pick them up. It is again, you have to change the attitude of the parents. All the special educators, all the professionals, we are to work to bring our profession up. We have to work so that the parents think that without these special teachers, we don't have that. You should become the pivotal person in the life of that child. Then it will work. This is what I think. It's a big, if you ask me, I keep on talking because I want everybody to do everything for all the children. It is not the child who is in Swayam Krushi is my ward. For all the population with ID is my children. I want all of them to do as well as what they are doing in Swayam Krushi. I've taken them to the parades. Such a discipline I had. And they were doing, and then somebody else came and joined. There was no discipline. It's gone. I sent them to Republic Day parade to Delhi. But they could not stay there in the cold, intense. So I have stopped that. But till Telangana government came, these people as a contingent participated. It is more exposure. It is creating awareness these people are doing. The children are gaining something. They are getting the stamina. Everything is there in it. They are learning how to walk in a line. There's so much of thing is going on. Why don't we? I asked the NCC people to start a special Olympics like special NCC. Whatever discipline we can teach. So please, there are things, I'm telling you, all the professionals, don't expect anybody to do anything. This armchair writing papers does not help any child. I have written 40 papers. I have written 20 papers. I have gone this. No, I want people to do practical, which is lacking. People have to, what is it sitting down and writing a paper? How many illiterates read that paper? You may write, you may have get credits. Go to the, now only you said how to create awareness. By writing papers, we cannot create awareness. Do stop, go, tell. If you can educate one person about this, you can educate 10 people. Then he will go and educate. Then people will do it. Paper. I don't like all this. I'm very happy to come and talk to people rather than present a paper. When I show them, particularly after this PowerPoint presentation, nobody will listen to you. They will be reading the screen on the screen. That they can do at home. They don't have to come to you. They have to listen to you. They don't. I hate many things of the present day. I hate many things. There are so many things we have lost in the technology. There are so many things we learned in technology. There is a good side and a bad side. My teacher who comes to take a lecture, she'll show what is at head. Something they show. Everybody will be writing, seeing that they are not listening to you. You listen, you remember more. That paper which you write, you may not read for 3 months. But what you hear, 3 points will get into your head. So I'm not criticizing, but I'm saying this is how I want to talk to you. I'm so grateful to Nivedita for giving me this opportunity, because even if I talk to 20 people, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. If I could have motivated 2 people amongst you, I think I have done my job. Please. Nivedita, really, I'm thankful to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, madam. I'm really grateful to you. Within the short notice you accepted, it's really a different concept. Probably we can take any other questions if there is. Otherwise,
this is Hema, ma'am. So, ma'am, so many families don't have a proper knowledge about how these kids have to be handled, and the number or the ratio of these kids are increasing nowadays. So, in this situation, this kind of knowledge that is essential for every child, as when he learns through all his schooling, that this child is every normal child also should be imparted this education, how to get along with these special kids, and how to
awareness.
The awareness should be a part of every child who is been growing up. So that will bring about the community support. That I was thinking in this terms, ma'am. This should be included in the regular education. So inclusive also becomes easier for these students.
You know, actually what happens is our society is not yet ready. Our inclusion, the whole thing has come suddenly because everybody is doing it. Our community has to be trained. There is something called 4 A's: awareness, adaptation, accommodation. 1 minute, I'll show mother. Quickly there. First thing is, tell me quickly. I'll show that awareness, adaptation, accommodation, and acceptance. First, awareness, acceptance, accommodation, and 4 A's. If we create those, without creating these 4 A's, we have started that inclusive education. Inclusive education right now, for so many schools, there is one special educator or one only high school. See, what happens is in the regular public schools where there is international schools, they are paying a lot to the special educator, and everybody makes a beeline, and they have their, many of the parents do not want to label them as ID, they say slow learners. There is a lot of problems in it. I went to one, tell me, they're all saying LD. They are saying LD. This child is LD. I went to one school, very famous school. They're all LD children. We don't have any ID children, all LD children. How do you come to that? Do you have a clinical psychologist to talk about it? To see the IQ of the child? No. Because the parents say that, my child is slow learner, my child is LD. LD has become a better status than ID. And they are going, all the ID children, they are going to the regular school, they won't learn anything. They will be sitting, their physical presence is there. And I'll tell you, there are some people who, suppose I'll give you one small incident, a child who has no toilet control. They won't take even in a regular school for ID. Forget about the normal school, regular school. This particular child, if we can give her a diaper and send her, she can attend. The only problem is that. So why not? We have free rations. If there is an ID child in the family, let them give free pads. Disposable pads. How many people have asked for it? The child has no toilet training. I don't want the child. I don't want to take it. Why? They're giving rice free. Why can't they give some, pads free? Did anybody approach any government to give them? No. Who is responsible? Not the child. We are responsible. We don't join together and ask for the rights. We will ask how much salary you are giving, how much grant you are giving, how much this, how much that. But did we ever think of it? There are people who are donating pads to Swayam Pusha. Forget about the sanitary towels, even regular pads. I don't go to the government because, it's a waste. One person, if they go, they don't give. A few people join together and go, they give. They will give. You are putting the vote. You are a contributor for the income tax. Why can't you fight? Nobody asks. Why not? The child has got only one problem, doesn't know to tell. Maybe she got a weak bladder. Maybe she doesn't know how to tell, whatever it is. But why are we keeping her at home? This is what I want. These are all the small things which our common sense, it is not written in any books. But we refuse to take the child to school. Don't you think it is right? What I'm saying? You are depriving your child just because she cannot tell you she wants to go to the bathroom. She can't learn otherwise. These are the things we have to say. The parents should come and tell us. Because people live with me, I know the problems. The regular schools where the NGOs are running regular schools, they won't know. They say, oh, she's not well trained toilet, then I can't take their ayahs, I don't have ayahs. Finish. Why can't we tell them you send her with 2 pads? That is what I'm saying. We have to be, it is all, I will never blame the government to begin with. I blame myself, I blame my people, my profession, my people who are working in my profession. Are people who are working, with the parents I blame, not the government. I haven't demanded what my child knows. That is why you are not getting it. So we are depriving the child ourselves. So these are the things that I can keep on talking about all my faults, all your faults. That is what. Give us mainstreaming is we have to make something regularly, adaptation. That is what is an adaptation. You are talking about the staircase. I'm talking about pads with a child, no? Disposable pads. No, I'm not even thinking of the staircase. Thinking this is also an adaptation for the child to go to the school. Did we ever think this as an adaptation? No. Did you? How many of you can raise your hands? There are maybe mothers. There may be professionals who have been working in this thing. Adaptations and make a list. What I'm saying. Small things that make the child become a useful citizen, productive person. We do not think of these things. So that is why maybe I'm getting very old and I'm getting more emotional. But I feel that I'm not able to do to this lot. I want to do something, but I'm not. I want more people to join their hands, and we will fight for the things which are real things. I will never ask for money. Money will come if you do good job. Okay?
మేడం మీ నెంబర్ ఇవ్వండి మేడం.
Questions?
Madam,
one
Number-
or two questions are there in the chat box. Can we take? One,
Yeah.
Sumit Verma.
Hello, ma'am.
Sumit Verma is present.
Yes. Is he there?
Sumit Verma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Sumit, can you please tell your question? हिंदी में बोलिए आप एक क्वेश्चन लिखे हैं, हिंदी में बोलिए.
हाँ, मैम मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि जो स्पेशल बच्चे होते हैं तो कभी कभी उनके केयर गिवर्स इतने फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाते हैं तो वो नेगेटिव वे में चले जाते हैं.
नेगेटिव वे में चले जाते हैं. समझ में नहीं, क्यों नेगेटिव वे में चले जाते हैं?
नहीं,
अगर
उनका कहने की
एग्रेसिव बच्चे हैं तो चले जाते हैं. एग्रेसिव बच्चे हैं तो चले जाते हैं. कपड़े गंदे करने से चले जाते हैं. उन लोग को समझ में आना उनका भी हम बहुत अच्छा ट्रेनिंग देंगे. उन लोगों को अगर नर्सेस, मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ, अगर नर्सेस इतना गंदा काम करते हैं हॉस्पिटल में, उन लोग सब कुछ चेंज करते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं, उन लोग रहते हैं, हमारे केयरगिवर्स क्यों ना रहते हैं? इकोनॉमी, पैसा देना, उसका जितना नर्स को मिलता है हमारे केयरगिवर को उतना नहीं मिलता है. हर एक जगह में यही बात है. वो अगर वही काम और एक बात बोलूं, आप देखिए ओल्ड होम में इतना लोग या एजेंट्स है जो केयर गिवर्स को सप्लाई करने हैं. उन लोग कैसे सप्लाई करते हैं? उन लोग पॉटी में भी जाते हैं, पॉटी क्लीन करते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं ओल्ड एज होम में. हमारे लिए क्यों नहीं होते हैं? ये इसीलिए again it is money. When a vocational trainer gets so less here with a diploma in vocation, what is he going to get? She is going to get. She gets so less money. And if you are a caregiver in any old age home, you have triple that money. They are staying there. They are earning money. They are doing the same work what our caregivers have to do it. So it is not, they don't go in a negative. Everybody wants money. So if we properly give them remuneration, they will stay. They will stay. We don't give them, because they are doing this menial jobs, we give them less. We never think they are doing a wonderful job and we don't give them money, more money. And that's one of the reasons. You think of it. You see a nurse or a male nurse or a nurse, hospital may, not a government hospital, small, nursing homes and all. They are working there. And the old age, there are any number of agents who are supplying caregivers. That person will get 20,000 rupees a month. And how much do we pay our caregivers? Not even half of it. So why would they say? That is the reason. We have to think there is a reason for everything. We will talk a consequence and antecedent. Antecedents Your psychology people will talk about antecedents and so
Yeah.
consequences.
So ABC also, madam.
Huh?
ABC also. In between the ABC, antecedent consequent between the behavior is also there.
Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. That is what happens. They would rather go to that 20,000 rupees rather come to us.
Yeah, that is the disadvantage of the behavior. It is.
No, we cannot blame everybody. If he is getting a better opportunity, they are getting more money. Why would they come to us? That is what is happening. I don't know how to solve these things. I really don't know. But I somehow, as I have been wonderful, God has given me a wonderful team behind me. That's all I can say. I don't know what punyam I have done. I got wonderful people who are working 23 years as caregivers with me. 91, one lady joined me. Last month, she left. That too, she was trying to go because her son told, he was working in RTC. He's retired and he's getting pension. I am retired, my mother is still working. So he took away. His daughters are all engineers. But still she didn't want to go. She's maybe, a few years younger than me. She worked for 30 years with me. So it is, there are people again, it is, you make them one like your own, I call her my sister, right? I'll make them as my family members. I don't know why. I have no difference. Maybe my way of dealing with them is a little better, but I'm a very short-tempered person. Very short-tempered person. I don't fear anybody. I shout. I myself feel bad, so why I shouted. So but it is work. I don't know what the magic is. Give them, understand them, treat them as your equal. Something like that. I don't know what. But we have to do something about the remuneration part of it. Just because we think they are doing all the menial work, we give them less money. Am I right?
That is
so much,
yeah,
madam.
madam, but that is the convert situations because we are not getting funds from outside. We are not getting any money from their parents itself. We are not the Karodpatis, so we cannot give the proper amount to the tenders and all.
I agree with you, ma'am. I agree with you. I agree with you. There are people, wonderful. Our country has got a lot of good people, Today, if you ask me, I have no place to keep the because I have girls, 70 girls, everybody donates sanitary towels to me. There is no place to keep 999 sanitary towels recently. So there are people you have to approach the right people. I don't, somehow you have to see, the government should do this as part of their living. I think it's not easy for everybody to get donations. You must have good networking. You must have a lot of links with people, a lot of things. But I think we should all approach government to make these things so that when the child is clean, when the child looks normal, in the sense in other dressing and other behaviors, naturally the student who is next to her will accept her. If she wets her frock or chedi, the next boy will not like to sit next to them. If the same thing the child goes, it's real small logical thing. So let us do small things. Begin with a small thing and do it. Like I started with one home with 4 girls.
Madam, can you give your number, madam?
My number? Which number I'll give?
Just post in a group, madam. Anybody needs a special personal queries, we can ask you. The time is running up, that's why.
You can write in my website. That's better, no? Write in my website your queries. I'll make a small column there. You write, I will do. Because phone and all, sometimes it is, I may not take the phone, generally is not with me. Somewhere I leave and go around. So it's better to write in the website. I will create a column there. You put your questions, immediately I will answer. That I can watch.
Okay, can understand, madam. Thank you. Thank you very much for your fantastic session, madam. One more time, always, you are my inspiring person.
Thank you,
Thank you
Nivedita.
so much, madam. Thank you, madam, for your really inspiring talk, and inspired by your talk, I'm seeing Kavita Juneja. She wants to learn, so she is asking your place. So if your website will be given in the chat box, probably it will be beneficial for everybody.
It's very simple. www.swayamkrushi. YAMKRUSHI. I'm telling you, generally they write Krishi. Krishi is agriculture. Krushi is effort. KRUSHI. Krushi. And we will type the thing there. And one more thing, we will say the last one. 3 to a circle. Last. Swayam Krushi. Dot. Ante. .org.in. org.in. I thought you knew it. .org.in.
Okay.
I will create a column there. I will talk to my person and you please write in there. Okay? It's written in the chat box. Okay. And quickly, we will have a lot. What I thought when I started. This is what I thought. This is what my beginning of it. She drew a circle that shut her out. I drew a circle that took her in. This is my Swayam Krushi. That is my Swayam Krushi. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nivedita. Please thank Dr. Major Ram also for giving me this opportunity. Everybody, thanks for all my
Thank you, ma'am.
shouting and telling.
Thank you so much.